What? You're
Oh, we're online, so therefore it's updated. So we're probably
Oh,
live.
we're online, so
oh,
I'm just wait. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the stream to actually come up though.
now see, it looks backwards to me.
Okay, I'll have a look at it. Oh, there we go. Sweet, they like it. Yeah, it is. It is actually backwards.
All right, well I'm gonna flip it and see what happens. This is a new thing.
Yeah, I got another ad by the way. Getting that
I
ad
love
revenue
that.
up.
Yup, yup, yup. All right, let me switch our names.
Apparently, I'm now Kylie.
Yes, yes you are. Not that one.
Wow, this is weird. I'm on the left for once
Well, enjoy it while it lasts.
because it ain't gonna last. Oh, I got a notification for it now.
Oh, sweet. Look, there's two Pete's.
Yeah,
I'm Pete. Pete and Pete.
just leave it like that. That'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious, but no.
Well,
There we go.
that wouldn't help your ego at all, would it?
Not at all. Let's see, we're at what? Let
Yeah,
me make sure they're equal, which is dumb because
yeah,
we're actually doing a show. But we'll
I
wait
know.
and see if we have anyone show up to come
Well,
view
I've
us.
got a couple of viewers.
Yeah, but that's probably us
One
on
of
our
them's me for sure.
various devices and such.
Okay. So
And
what? I mean,
oh
your
yeah, I
one
got
wouldn't
a little
show up.
notification.
Your
Huh.
one wouldn't show up because you're already logged in as us. So
Well, yeah, I show up as broadcaster,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
pulling
of
up
course.
on
But
here.
that's not open just yet though. So
No, it's not.
we've got two. Yeah, we got two. So
No, it's
one of
Peach.
them's me and one of them's someone else. Obviously,
Yeah,
clearly.
probably a bot. If you're out there, say hi. If you're not a
Uh,
bot.
and let us know whether levels are okay.
Yeah, because
Uh,
my sound's being weird today.
s-
Um,
I'm not gonna lie, mine is as well. I think I've got a problem with Discord where I need to reinstall it because
yeah.
that those
Those.
those audio cutouts we were having like before.
Yes,
I've had those
yes.
a couple of times even last night. I
Right.
think I need to reinstall Discord.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah. There's obviously something that's happened with it that just needs to be reconfigured or you know. We'll
Hmm.
see. Well, I have got a Windows update as well. That could be a problem.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all connected. Plus, I mean, it did like Discord has like just updated. You know that
Over
major.
the last couple of days, so yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
possible that it hasn't quite updated on my end yet. But I've got the
Well,
new color scheme and all that, so it's just a bit weird.
yeah. Maybe it's like a piecemeal thing, especially for mobile. Do you want
Yeah, it's
to?
probably a patchwork, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet it would be. Do you want to tweet out that we are live?
I will do. Let me just bring it up. So sorry, clickety clack at the keyboard because I'm not closing my Twitch right now on my mobile.
That's what they all say.
What?
I wish people would come and visit us and talk to us.
I give it time. Give it time. Give it time. Uh, oh, great. Yeah, thanks, Kylie. A great tweet.
What? Was it my
The one
happy?
for yeah, your very very cheery, excited one. The first thing that came up on my timeline. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
well,
there it is again on the Rapid Reviews radio.
well, there you go. I can't help it. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. Don't ask me for things. Also, I tweeted about how dice are good for sensory items to fidget with. So I
Yeah,
said
they
that.
actually really are. I
Yeah.
used to do that all the time when I was playing tabletop role playing games.
Yeah, well, and see, the great thing about tabletop dice, which is why I'm surrounded by so many different ones, is
Yeah.
they're different shapes. So my big old fingers getting in the way. Anyway, so if there's anybody out there that's got like ADHD or dyspraxia or just any of the autism spectrum things, these are fun to just roll around in your hand because the pointy edges. I mean, they're not like actual points, but it's just a nice sensation, and the sound's not bad. So
Mm.
there's also like these Korean Japanese. I don't know. They're metal balls. Somebody told me they were sex things, but I don't think they are. But they're like massage balls that you can like roll in your hand.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I
But
don't think they're a sex thing.
they
I don't
can
know.
be.
Well, anything's a sex thing if you're brave enough.
Good point. Yeah, I mean, people have turned cucumbers into sex toys, so yeah,
Ah!
there you go.
Welcome to the Sunday show.
Wait, is this not Saturday? Is this not the Saturday like
Uh-huh.
test stream still?
Yeah, we're still in test stream. No, but
Technically, we are actually.
every day's a test. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's testing on my life.
Yes. I'm messing with my lights. Anyway, if you're out there, oh look,
Oh,
hey,
nice.
this is Emily. Emily, I said your name. I hope that's
Oh,
okay.
hello.
But
Nice to see you
yay!
both. I'm at work being very sneaky. It's oh, it says sir,
Oh
but
look,
can't turn up the volume too loud. What a
look,
change. Pre-roll ad.
we've
I
got
know it's crazy, right?
we've got 2 Americans in the chat. This is so cool.
Oh,
I
so
did not
so it's
think we
now
would.
so it's now proven that 1 o'clock can be done, and the American viewers will be there. So we didn't need to change it.
Oh, that's too
No,
funny.
I'm kidding. I quite like the 3 o'clock one anyway.
Yeah.
It just
No,
means that when I wake up at 11:15, I actually have time to get my life together.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
too
because
funny.
today was not good.
Ah.
Yeah, I put it out on the Discord as well.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Cool.
Brent says, "Enjoy your 1/10 of the 1 cent for my ad view." I
Oh,
do.
don't
I
don't worry.
appreciate
Yeah, I,
it.
I do I do as well, and I got the 10th of 1 cent for the ad view on my one as well.
That you know what's so funny about that? It's like when I go to watch Call Me Kevin, haha, managed to mention him on this stream too. But when I go to watch Call Me
We
Kevin
really need a Call Me Kevin bingo
counter,
card now every time just for you.
but every time I go there and then I have to watch an ad before his stream, I'm like, ugh, which proves that I'm not a Prime subscriber. Um,
Mm.
but now when I go to our stream or Rapid Reviews
It
and I
was like,
see an
yay,
ad, I'm like,
ad!
oh, we're affiliate,
Yay, ads!
yay,
So
yay.
someone's trying to take our ad revenue. Woo!
Oh gosh. We'll let a few more people trickle in. Trickle. I always do that
Let me.
joke, but
I was your friend the insomniac mum.
yes.
I'm just not gonna mention her name now because you already name dropped. Is
I
she?
was
I'm
waiting to ask
guessing.
people's permission.
I'm guessing she's friends with Lynn because she just
Hmm.
said, "Let me." Oh, hey, Kieran.
Um, she and Lynn are best friends, and then
Okay.
we're a trio. Oh, that sounds terrible. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Kieran. My God, I'm
Yo,
messing with
Nana.
somebody.
What up?
Oh, I know. Yay! And look, Nana's here. Oh, the gang's all here. I'm getting happy.
Yes, it is. It
I
is
was
blowing. It's
worried.
blowing our proverbial minds. Like this is what we were doing last night. Is what working for all the overlay that Kylie was working on.
I
So
was.
yeah, mad respects and bits to the to the creator.
I was worried that nobody would show up because we had to do it so early this morning. Um. Oh, okay. So yes, Insomniac mine is Emily. Um.
Hi, Emily. Hello.
But we have we we have a robot penis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were doing it on the wrong side. Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a robot penis down there.
Yeah.
I did actually do it the right way as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I had to flip our image because it was flipped again. So I'm double
Yeah.
backwards. Um,
Well, it was also because the words on your T-shirt weren't showing up
yeah,
properly.
I probably wouldn't have cared so much, except it annoys me to have to see backwards print. So
It
yeah,
would have got to me too. So yeah, cool.
yeah. Oh yes, I'll plug my own business. Yes, for all of your custom made T-shirts like the one that I'm wearing currently, be sure to check out
Mm.
Bamboozy. That's BAMBOOZIE for all
Uh,
your
do you,
merch.
do you have a Twitter? Do you have a website? Do you have a?
I do. I never go on the Bamboozy Twitter, but you're welcome
Or
to go.
Instagram.
No, well, no, I'm actually spend a lot of time on the Bamboozy Instagram because that's where I pick up a
Oh,
lot of my business. Isn't that
no,
weird?
that's kind of what I was sort of getting you to plug those so that people can go and check them out.
Yeah, go check out my Instagram. Emily's on there. She has a shop too.
Uh,
Um,
oh,
but
yo,
oh
Squash.
look, SP's here. Squash. I don't
Should
think
we
we
should
ever
we say
told
should we
you
say it
yet.
now? Should we say it now?
Yeah, I renamed you Squash because I didn't want to call you Squash. So,
Well, to be fair, this was when you sent in a question for the podcast once. We both get really funny about talking about usernames.
yeah,
So
that's why I
so
keep calling
Kylie just
Kieran,
knows you as
Emily's Emily.
SP. So Kylie just knows you as SP. We now know what your actual name is, which is good. But
Yeah,
we had renamed because
but
of
I won't use it.
the
Don't worry.
initials. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the initials on one of the episodes, it's the actual episode is you are renamed Stephen Pine.
Yeah, so you kind of technically have an entire episode named after you, but not
Just because
actually.
of one question. Just
But
because
it's
of one
also
question.
not your name. So
No, that was quite funny. When we found out what the
Uh,
name was, I was like,
yeah,
that kind of makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The funny thing is, though, I'm not going to say it, but one of my cousins, her son, has the same name and
What?
literally has the same nickname as well.
Oh, that's funny. That's like
It's
how
so weird.
everyone named Hannah or Anna is Hannah Banana or Anna Banana.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we had a
and
couple
that's
of Hannahs
across
and Annas
two.
in my school.
That's across two countries. So that's yeah, exactly. Um,
There's another, not no, because I can't say it in full because obviously it will give away your name.
yeah, we don't want to do that.
So unless you give your express
Yes.
permission from us to actually say it, then I'm not going to say it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Brit, see, I call. Oh my gosh, I should probably be saying Apophis, shouldn't I? This is the
Yeah.
problem. I call people their real names. But anyway, Stephen Pine, lesser known brother of Chris.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But we're going to probably give another minute.
Yeah, before we start the actual proceedings.
Officially
By the way,
start.
are you able to play audio?
Ooh,
We should have tested this last
that.
night.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I only thought about it this morning.
What are you thinking? And I'll
Play the audio so that we've got the new intro music
Oh,
playing
no,
on the
and,
Twitch.
we'll set that up next week for sure.
Next time, yeah. But if you want to hear the new music, then go ahead and listen to the new audio version. It will be out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm afraid if I played it right now without doing the proper channels, it would be not good quality, and I don't.
We may also get DMCA'd on it as well.
No, we got permission. We paid for it.
We haven't technically yet because you still haven't sent the bloody money to PayPal yet. I was supposed to remind you last night, so that's my bad as well.
Yeah. Okay. So, very quick story before we get started. Yes, we've paid a wonderful musician who did not want any money, but we're going to do it anyway.
Damn it, Squash.
Oh, gosh.
He put hashtag release the new intro cut.
Yes, exactly. That'll be next week. But, I forgot what I was saying. Oh,
Yeah.
Pete caught me at one of my. I was working or doing or building something. Who knows?
Or all three.
Or all three, as I am wont to do. And he goes, Squash, I just got distracted again. Okay, I'm not gonna look at chat. And he goes, Kylie, I need 15 quid to send over to our musician guy. And I don't want to say his name yet. And I was like, oh, crap.
We've already announced it, so it's fine. So.
Oh, okay. So I was like, oh,
Johnny Atma, by the way.
Johnny Atma. I was like, oh crap. Okay, so I just sent it, but I sent it to a different Pete Beckett. So, and Pete, I just gave your full name, so.
I've given it enough on the podcast.
I do that every week anyway. But
yeah, just as long as you don't give away my date of birth, that's fine. Like, because I've already given away my location, my name. So I've nearly unintentionally doxed myself 100 times.
Oh yes, Kieran says, Speaking of giving the fans what they want, when are we getting our Pete emojis? I am dying to make those.
We
They only allow us. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and make them, but they only allow us to release them based on subscriber amount. So we have to we have subscriber goals. Our first goal is, I think it's 5 subscribers, and we get a Pete emoji.
also and then the next milestone will probably be the Nana eye roll.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we do need that. And Squash says, can we add Pete emojis to the Discord as well? We should do that. We should do that.
Why is it just me? I'm not the only one here.
Remember, I'm invisible.
Clearly, my facial reactions are something to be marveled at.
Exactly.
I'm very emotive, I guess.
Yeah. That would be funny.
I think it would as well.
We do need to do that, actually. We need to find out, like, I bet we're not limited on the Discord. Like we are
I don't think we are. That the Together We Play Discord just added us a stack load of new ones as well. And one of them is probably the best one, because I've told you about this guy Will on there before, whose literal catchphrase is "Hi friend." So they've made him.
Yeah, I love that. One. That's so good. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we're boosted on Discord.
Okay. Sweet.
Who boosted us on Discord?
Probably
Yeah, because it's a Nitro thing, isn't it?
Yeah, probably Mike, I would think.
Mike, maybe. Actually,
equipment's in the way.
Could it not have been what's his name? Callum? XB Callum?
Oh, right there. Yeah, that's what
yeah.
Squash said.
Yeah, he would know, being an editor, of course.
Brent says it's only 320 channel points to unlock a random emoji, so you can always try to get it that way. 480 points to choose an emote, which seems fair. Very cool.
But remember the stream from the other day. Remember, a million of anything, and the hot tub stream goes.
That's right. Pete and a hot tub stream. You know you want it.
No, it's both of us. It's not just me.
Yeah, but nobody comes to see me. They're all there to see you. I'm going to see if this works. Y'all tell me if this works. I'm putting it in the chat right now. That's our first emote.
Yay!
Can you see it?
Yep. This is now becoming the Snyder Cut, isn't it? # release the anything.
All right, well let that be the title of this episode. Okay, we're about to get started here.
What # release the cut?
Yeah. Release the intro music.
Release the Kraken?
No.
I know.
I'm so over that.
I know, but I've been playing a bit of Splatoon, so it's
I know, that makes me want to go into this whole spiel about Umbrella Academy, which I don't think anyone in chat has seen. Emily, you need to go watch Umbrella Academy if you can. It's on Netflix. It is right up all three you and Lynn's alley.
Okay, I've gone with # release the intro cut. Because that seems appropriate.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so Squash is the Umbrella Academy. I'll just very quickly say, without doing spoilers. Yes. Okay, so the comic book version of Diego is called... Oh, Kieran, I didn't know you watched that too. Yes, I love it. Okay, so the comic book version of Diego is called The Kraken. And there's a character... Absolutely agree with you there, Kieran. Anyway, there's a character he makes an appearance in the first season, but he's in the comic, and he has tentacles, and they call him like the Abomination. I think I'm trying to do this without spoilers. He should be called the Kraken, and it bothers me to no freaking end that they call Diego, who he throws knives. They call him Kraken. I don't get it. I don't get the logic in that one. So there's my Umbrella Academy rant before we start our episode.
My Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra has live caption for hearing, so I can turn the volume down at work and still understand what you're saying. Because nice.
That's very cool.
Wait for my store manager to come into work.
There's a life hack for our American audience who are at work.
For those who have a Galaxy S20 Ultra.
Yeah, or in church currently in the Sunday morning. Okay, we're gonna get started.
Look, I'm not going to actively encourage anyone who is at church to actually watch us because they're supposed to be there to fill themselves with enlightenment.
Yes.
We are
Well,
not very enlightening. Hashtag win. Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So we need to do the synchronization, by the way.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Squash. It was good to see you. It was very good to see everyone in chat. It makes me very
Right.
happy. Warm and
Yeah.
fuzzy.
Thank you very much, Squash. Much appreciated. We will speak to you again soon. Have a good Sunday.
Yes. 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 And enjoy the podcast tomorrow.
Yes, where we hashtag release the intro cut.
We got a new follower! Yay! Hi, Cincho.
Hey,
Thank you for
hello.
following.
Thanks, Joe.
How did
We're
y'all
gonna.
like my little widget? How did that go? What do y'all
It
think?
works. It works for me.
I
It's
made
massive,
it go for our
but you know.
faces. I thought. See, my reasoning is this: we're in such early stages that every follow and every sub should be a huge celebration. So I made the graphic big.
And it takes over our faces.
and it stays up about 3 seconds too long. But that's the way it should
That's
be.
that honestly sounds like your life. You stick around.
For 3 seconds too long. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding, of course. I'm kidding.
Okay, we're going to start recording for the podcast.
Yeah. So we need to do this synchronization.
So we're going to do a weird kind of audio synchronization thing. But please, here's what I want for our wonderful, amazing chat. Please send us any of your video game news topics,
suggestions,
questions. We may save questions for the end, depends on if they flow with the topic that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But today's kind of a free for all because we had to reschedule our guest
Yep.
for internet issues.
I mean, it's like I said last night. It's not like I could turn around and say that's absolutely appalling because I've had internet issues for a week.
Exactly. Isn't it funny? First week my internet, second week Pete's internet, and now our guest's internet. So
clearly, people don't like. Clearly, the internet is not being liked at the moment by many people.
Well, you and I have the same company. We won't slate them here, and we actually ended up having the same issue.
Screw you, Virgin Media. I have no shame.
Oof. Okay.
No, it took 3 freaking engineers to actually get it sorted. So yeah, but anyway, that's enough of that boring spiel.
Yes, we want to talk about video games here.
Oh right, okay. Are you ready? Have you started recording?
Wait, Brent. How did you get free internet?
What?
I want to know.
Has someone hacked your Google Fiber?
I actually had free internet way back in early days. But this is when it was like dial-up or whatever.
Yeah, so did I. It was called using a mate's internet.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was actually using my boss type thing.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Very cool.
So no matter how many people slate internet in America, they seem to be doing it better than here somehow.
I believe that all dial-up internet should be free and should be subsidized by the government. Oh. Now everyone's going to
dial-up? Dial-up?
Yeah, dial-up.
Why? Because it's so damn slow.
Well, it's just, that gives it doesn't matter. We're not talking that. We're talking video games.
Yeah,
video
of course,
games.
right.
Okay,
have you started recording yet?
No, because you didn't count me to.
No, okay, so that's what I was trying to get to, but you kept going on a rant. So start the recording in 3, 2, 1. Now?
Okay.
So you good?
Yep, looks like
right, so same as normal, the 8-bar measure to start for me, and then an 8-bar measure afterwards, but it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now.
Good.
That's a sync.
Yeah, that's literally just for the sake of my recording because we now use Audacity and it's a mono recording.
Yep.
So before we used to use Voicemeeter where both channels would come through and it would make things easier, but it actually meant that I couldn't adjust levels properly. So this way I actually have a bit more control over it. Yes, that is the most boring conversation to ever have.
That's not about video games. Okay, so let's do our intro.
Okay, so shall I count you in?
Yes, you should.
Okay. Not to
Oh,
me. I
okay.
like tech talk. Awesome.
Well, then
Yes.
you'll enjoy some of this talky talk because we always fall into that. We try to avoid
Yeah.
it, but we're both enjoy tech crap.
We're both technology people. We like it. So yeah, we might get a bit of that.
Technology people.
Also, Apple.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I can't believe I didn't include that in the docket. We will talk about it.
Oh yes, 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 yes. But anyway, let's
Okay.
start the
Right.
show.
So yeah. So we're gonna start the podcast. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 78 of Rapid Reviews Radio. I am your co-host Kylie Wild, and I'm joined, as always, with my co-host Pete Beckett.
Yo.
Pete, it's been a while. We haven't
It's
put
been a
out an
while.
episode in 2
I'm gonna.
weeks. I know.
I know. I'm
It's
remembering
been
that
a
really
while.
bad Stain
Uh,
song.
it's not bad. I like it.
It's terrible.
No, it's
Look,
not. I love it.
any song that has Fred Durst singing is bad.
Is Fred Durst in that song?
I'm pretty sure I'm sure he was, but it might have been another
Yeah.
another song that he did with
Why
Stained.
are we talking about this? This is not.
Because it's the intro. It's the intro spill. You know we never stick on track to video games.
Right. So, Pete, how is your week before we delve into what's been crazy about the last 2 weeks? Actually, part of what has happened to you the last 2 weeks is it flows into this. So, go for it.
I've had internet issues and they've been ongoing for a month. So these little dips that we had in the podcast before were obviously my internet going wrong. Kylie's had it before. We're both on the same ISP.
Mhm.
But I had a literal total outage from last Saturday or last Friday night right the way through until yesterday afternoon. So I had 8 days without not a scrap of internet for more than an hour at a pop when it got fixed.
I would have murdered. I would have killed.
Yes,
I can't.
I had 3 engineers, a new router, only for them to find out that the signal coming into my house was really bad, and they never tested it the other 2 times.
Which, to be fair, I mentioned that it probably was that because that's exactly what it was on mine.
It really, because it's exactly what happened to you,
Mhm.
and they never checked it. They never bothered.
Okay, so, some of you might know or might been. Oh God, how do I say this? Some of you have been probably wondering why we haven't had a show or a guest. We did have a guest lined up. We still have him lined up because he is an awesome guest that I'm dying to talk to. But he's experiencing internet problems this week. So
Yeah, so I got a message yesterday afternoon, just once my internet had gone back up. It was like, yeah, we're good to go. My internet's cool. So the message I got was, I'm currently up north. I was supposed to have internet in the place that I was in, like, doing my vacation, and it's not there, so I won't be able to make it. Can we make it next week instead?
Right.
Obviously, the strangest stroke of irony, of course.
Yes, exactly. So with that said, today's show is going to be a news roundup. But
Again.
kind of a last minute one. We'll be actually interacting with chat and getting some of their views on stuff because we've got a couple of stories out there that are holy crap.
Yeah, we have had a couple of stories that have been really, really interesting, but upon scaling the internet this morning trying to remember what had actually gone on, Polygon, Kotaku, GamesBeat, and Eurogamer all don't seem to be covering a particular topic, so I didn't even know it was on there.
Okay.
So basically one of the stories that we're going to do is kind of a topic. Kind of.
Okay.
Would you say so?
Well, I'm checking chat saying that it's a bit hard to hear me, so I'm pulling my sound up just a bit. Y'all let me know how it is. It also could be because I'm moving around a lot. I shouldn't be.
That's possible, yeah. She doesn't tend to sit still near a microphone.
I can't sit still. It's terrible. Anyway, Pete, you go ahead while I work on some settings.
Okay, so what, we just going to jump straight into the news then?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a smaller story to start with. Does everyone remember? We may have talked about it, but there was a big thing about the game Disco Elysium not getting a
Hmm.
rating for Australia.
Yes, I remember that.
So Disco Elysium's Final Cut, which got released in March or April on the PS5, PS4, Xbox. It's not on Xbox actually. It's PS4 and PS5, and the PC version, which got a free upgrade. Basically, didn't get a rating in in Australia because it
Right.
was deemed to be too violent, too some reason or another. Like they didn't go into massive details about what was going on there. But yes, someone in the chat has made mention Sencho, good old Australian censorship. That is very typical for them. But the game has now been re-rated, given an 18 plus rating, meaning it
Uh-huh.
could be sold in stores now. So
Yeah.
someone in the Australian classifications board finally finished the game and went, "This isn't all that bad. In fact, this is actually a great game. Let's sell it."
You know what's very interesting, and I'm going to be very honest and say that I didn't read and see if this had anything to do with it. It probably doesn't. It's just my weirdo brain. But
Mhm.
there is an unsolved mystery in Australia that actually is very parallel to this. I wonder if it had
Okay,
anything to do with it. A guy in, I think it was in the 50s. It was after, I believe it was after World War II, so probably the 50s.
probably
Um,
yeah.
was found on a beach, a dead body of a guy with a trench coat,
Okay,
and it had a code in his pocket. This is not made up. This is real. And it's like
sounds
an
like the opening to Disco Elysium.
exactly. So I do wonder,
Well,
but
kind
that
of.
could just be
Well,
my
apart from
weird.
the guy not being dead,
Well, yes, that,
yeah,
yeah,
he wakes up with amnesia.
yeah. So I wonder if there's a parallel there, but that could be me being weird.
Well, you reckon they banned it because it was a bit too close to home?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, that's just me being. That's me noticing the pattern, is what that is.
That's it. To be fair, like it's a bit of a stretch. I'm not gonna lie, but it could work. It could be a reason
I don't know, but
potentially.
I do find that very interesting because the code they found in his coat, or was in, and he had a
Mm.
briefcase. He had a briefcase as well.
Yep.
Um, they couldn't crack it, and I think they've since cracked it. Possibly, I can't remember. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and it was like in like a Romanian language or something, and it's like, whoa, why is this on an Australian, beach type thing?
Possible that it could have been a civilian during World War II who just so happened to wash up on shore.
It could be, although I think the body would be a little bit more decayed. We are talking about weird stuff. Okay, so I think
This is
we.
so far from video games.
I know, although that would make a great video game. Oh, they could call it Disco Elysium. But uh, now we'll go to chat right quick. Also, chat, let me know if levels are okay. I've just turned myself up, but it has a tendency to be louder than it
All right,
should be. So
I've noticed the increase anyway on my end, so it's fine.
Well, let's hope it's okay. But yeah. So what does? Okay, good, good, good. So what do you guys think about this Disco Elysium? Elysium.
And is there actually anyone in Australia right now who's well excited about actually being able to purchase
Yay! We
it?
got a new follower, Moonleets.
Hello, thanks for following.
I'm probably saying your name wrong. I'm very, very bad at screen names, which we talked about earlier.
Uh, I would say it as
Lights.
moonlights,
More like. Oh my gosh! Of
like
course
the
it
switch,
is.
like spelt exactly like switch light.
Oh my gosh, of course it is.
Thank you. Yep, confirm my point.
I am the worst. I kid you not. I can barely
It's
read.
why I'm here. It's why I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
the
Oh my
reader.
gosh. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, so this rating of this game, what do you think, Pete? What brought about this
Um,
change?
it's hard to say really because obviously Australians classification board are very very weird when it comes to things to do with sex, violence,
Mm-hmm.
drugs, and alcohol. Um, even when it comes to their customs, it's not just like in terms of video games, movies. They're a very
Oh
very
yeah.
strict nation when it comes to anything being imported.
There's a whole
Um,
reality show about it.
oh yes, oh God, what's it called? Ah, that's gonna annoy me now. Uh,
Customs? I don't know.
I can't be bothered.
The
But yeah, now
Adventures of Customs.
no. Uh, I think this is a good move. It
Mhm.
finally shows that the Australian Classifications Board. Thank
Nana got
you.
it. Nana got it. Nana got it and
Yeah,
won. Nothing to
yeah,
declare.
but
That's it.
yeah. But yeah, it might show that the Australian Classifications Board are starting to mature a little bit to the fact that most of the people that are playing games nowadays are in a demographic of 30 to 35 as the average. So it's possible that they've declassified this. Does it mean that this could happen again? Of course, it's going to happen again. It's Australia enough. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they do some very, very particularly odd things there. We do some particularly odd things here and all
Uh,
over the place.
yeah. Did you know? Well, no. You take a guess. What the only video game that was banned on the island of Ireland? Uh,
Manhunt 2?
I don't know how you guessed it, but yes, I thought you were gonna say the one where it's like the Irish guy's the bomber and whatever that
No.
game is called.
No,
Yeah.
I actually knew that Manhunt 2 was banned on both UK and Ireland shores,
Was it banned in
des-
the UK as well?
despite the fact it had a Wii version, and that was fine
Yes.
for sale.
Yes. That game is. There's a guy that pees in it, and there's some blood. And that is kind of creepy. Not the. I mean,
Yeah.
the
What,
way
he
it's
pees blood?
presented. No, 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 no.
Oh, thank God.
Or at least I
It
don't
wouldn't
think
be
so.
the
The
first time
graphics
this
aren't that
weekend I've
good.
heard about that.
But yeah, no, I'm shocked. I didn't know it was banned in the UK. For those who don't
Mm.
know, I'm actually in Northern Ireland right now, so that's why I know
Mark,
that.
if you've got a bingo card, mark it off on the bingo card because she's meant
Oh
mention of Northern
gosh.
Ireland.
Look, I'm proud of my new home.
I am proud of my new Irish overlords.
Yes, absolutely. I welcome them. But
Open arms.
with open arms. Uh, what were we talking about? Okay, so yes,
It's go
so
Elysium.
yes, I would like to see some. It's just kind of a weird thing. I would like to see some of the strict things relaxed,
Yeah.
but at the same time, make sure that you know there is a delineation between games for kids and games for
Yeah.
grown-ups.
This is the odd thing for me about the Australian Classifications Board. They do have these ratings. It's sort of like the Peggy
Yeah.
system over here,
Hmm.
but they are so much more extreme than we are. I
Yes,
and I think
they've
that
been known that way. Yeah.
yeah, they need to. I think they need to relax that a little bit. Like that, if they're gonna have such a big thing about it, maybe create a new classification, like
Hmm.
beyond 18 plus. Like maybe I know obviously America has the R18, doesn't it? Which
Well,
means that it can't be sold on store shelves. It has to be sold on over the counter. They see.
as Brent has now posted, the U.S. doesn't really ban games as much as rate them adult only, I assume,
Yeah,
which aren't sold at the biggest retailers like GameStop, Walmart, Amazon, etc. Wonder where
yeah.
so where would you buy the adult only games?
I would guarantee it's probably on some online retailers that are not afraid to obviously do it.
Right.
But it might be the fact that I think, if I remember reading this rightly, they can't have it showing in the shop.
Oh, right. That's just
Like it has to be underneath the counter, and someone has to specifically ask for it.
that's so weird to me.
I
That's
know,
just
and
so
then they obviously get
censorship.
ID checked.
Censorship as an idea is weird to me in
Yeah,
general.
but
That's just
I
across the
know,
board.
but
But
I'm just gonna say, in terms of like everywhere in the world at the
mm.
moment, it seems to be making quite a return, though. So I'm
Oh
quite
yes,
worried about it. We're starting to go back into the whole
yes,
1950s state of offense and
yes.
um,
Blasphemy
censorship,
laws
basically.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, but we're not going to
yeah.
talk about that. We're going to talk about video games.
Okay, so Brent has followed up and says specialty game stores, which are a dying breed.
I agree, 100%
Mm,
there. As a small business owner,
yeah,
mark that on your bingo card. Uh, yeah, Amazon seems to be kicking our tails pretty good.
yeah, it does, and I've got to try and stop using Amazon quite as much as I do because I like to support small business.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Uh,
went to the butcher's yesterday and bought myself a hefty steak.
yeah. I love that there's butchers over here. I love it. Like, it's so awesome. Especially, and yes, I'm going to say it again, especially here on the island of Ireland, uh, because we have some really great beef over here. And
Oh yeah, it's
it's awesome.
fantastic.
Yep. And piggies.
But,
But
mm,
as Brent says, the ESRB already requires an ID check for games rated mature MA, but you can watch R-rated movies at 17. Wow.
yeah, I think it's because there's bit of a difference between the video movie classification and game classification. We have it over here, obviously, where we have the PEGI board for game rating, and
Mm-hmm.
we have the BBFC, which is the British Board of Film Classification.
Oh.
But they kind of run very, very similarly in the fact that when the ratings board over here, before it became PEGI, was actually done by the BBFC.
Right. Well, see, that makes sense. We're
Yes, that's
gonna.
why we had certain games on certain generations, like the PS2 generation, that actually had 18 ratings like a movie, and then it changed.
Right. We're gonna have to swiftly move ahead to our
We will,
next
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're
because
running
we've
out
only
of
got an
time.
hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
go for it.
do you want to just this got brought up in the chat, so do you want to discuss the Apple versus Epic lawsuit?
I am always happy to discuss that
Which
because
is
if.
funny.
Hmm. Go
What is
ahead.
it? I thought we mentioned on the show that we'd never bring this up again until something happened, and
Yeah,
I
because
never even thought anything would come out of this.
we talked about it like 3 weeks in a row, and then we were like, we gotta stop talking about this. We've got to stop talking about it.
Yeah, we had to wait until some more information was coming out, and we know that obviously at the time they were going through the filing, the motions, and all that sort of thing. But now
Hmm.
that it's actually in court,
Oh,
documents are
it's
now becoming public, and
woohoo!
some of the documents have become public by mistake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, yeah.
No, they have actually been released by mistake, and then
Like
I think it
leaked.
was either Apple or Epic just went, well, they're out in the public now. We're not going to take them back.
Oh gosh. Wow. Oh my
So,
gosh.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot. Obviously, I've been off the internet for the last week, so I haven't seen
Oh,
much
of course, of
apart
course.
from the
Hmm.
fact that they were considering, or they had put a proposal into Nintendo about putting Samus in Fortnite.
Okay, that's the least of the revelations, but yes, we can talk about that too. Um, but yeah, so should we just do a really quick reiteration of what happened?
Can do, yeah.
Um,
Shall I recap you?
yeah, recap it for our audience.
Okay, so Epic were, for want of a better word, annoyed at Apple because they wouldn't allow them to have their own payment processing system within Fortnite. They wanted to try and get the figure that they were paying from 30% to a lower rate, because they thought that Apple were literally doing nothing other than hosting a server, basically, for them to just buy the game.
Right.
Um, so against all TOS, basically, the contract that was signed via Apple and the App Store, Epic just went over their heads and implemented a new payment system within Fortnite, which bypassed the App Store purchases. Apple got very, 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 very annoyed by this, but it was also available on the Google Play Store as well.
Hmm.
So Fortnite then got removed from iOS and Android platforms, causing Epic to put out this 1984-esque video saying "release the Fortnite," all that sort of thing.
Right.
So one of the companies is now sued. The other one is, I believe, is countersuing. It's going in court. Two billionaire companies all fighting over a scrap of $1 billion is all a bit kind of shitty, really.
Hmm.
But each to their own. And yes, I'm allowed my one S word. Um,
Oh yes. We need to note that though. 4415. Anyway.
yeah, okay, but yeah, it's fine. I'll note it down, but we don't need to block it, just
True.
as long as there is only one.
Yes.
Um, so this has now come into obviously the fact that we're now into the actual court proceedings. So cue your Phoenix Wright moments here and now. Your objections, your hold its, and all that.
Objections. I have relevant evidence in the middle of a trial.
Don't start. There is so much wrong with Phoenix Wright. They tried to explain by having it as a Nouveau
Uh,
Japan system, but it
yes.
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yes. But this
But it
is
is.
about Apple and Epic.
I know. So right, because you've probably seen more than I have. I think the only things that I've seen is obviously the intention to have Samus put into Fortnite as a costume. The fact that PlayStation or Sony had invested a lot of money through Epic to have some sort of exclusivity or something, which
Mm-hmm.
I think was about 50% of their actual revenue. Um, I think as well. I think that's probably why we got the Fortnite test on PS5, or the Fortnite thing announcement coming to PS5, obviously being mainly for the PlayStation reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Other than that, I've actually not seen a lot, other than the fact that Tim Sweeney got really annoyed at Phil Spencer.
Well, he got more than annoyed. He tried to manipulate him, and Philly boy stood his ground. Um,
Good
but
old Philly, yes, good man.
but
Look, if you are Epic, you are very very stupid to try and take on $1 trillion company.
yeah. Well, but
Don't even
here's
bother.
here's the thing. I was trying to find the so there is a list of holy crap of documents that have been released. And in fact, for instance, I particularly like the EGS free weekly game document that shows how much Epic paid for each game. Uh,
Actually, yeah, that's good.
there's so much that's come out. We won't hit on everything,
Mhm.
but uh,
Yeah, Nana's put it perfectly. Tim Sweeney is kind of an idiot.
yeah, I mean that's what all these documents reveal. But it just says that like Epic's. I'll just read this very very brief
Yeah,
paragraph. A newly released email from Epic CEO Tim Sweeney showed Sweeney complaining about companies spending money to have their apps highlighted in the App Store. I'm going to break right there and say that as an independent publisher um, of books, media, uh, I get very annoyed that other companies, like the big six, they can dump thousands of
yeah.
dollars, hundreds
Well,
of thousands of dollars, and then their book it may be below par, but it gets seen because they can bump it up.
let
Um,
me tell you that. Let me tell you this as a point of contention for both of us, then,
mhm,
because we're podcasters.
mhm.
We're never going to get anywhere on those podcast charts because you got all the
Oh
big
right,
boys coming in and promoting them to high hell.
yeah,
You know that.
there.
Like, I've had this situation before where I've been talking to people about the podcast, and I'm like, I get really annoyed when these big players, like they're allowed to do what they want. I've got
Oh,
no problem with
absolutely,
these
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
players doing their own podcasts because people have been at home for the last year. I can't argue with that.
Oh yeah,
But it's the fact that they're using like Acast and stuff like that to
mhm.
promote them to get them to the top of the charts disingenuously.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Is you said it disingenuously. Kieran says the big takeaway for me was the Sony revelations from the trial and how they've monetized crossplay on
That
PlayStation. I was about to get
that's
to
what
that.
it was. Yeah.
Um, and the whole email chain between Epic and Sony where Epic subtly threatens Sony. That's the whole deal. And this is what I said when we very first started covering this. There was no good guy.
No.
It wasn't good guy versus bad guy. Epic tried to make it like they were the small good guy versus the big mean Apple bad guy. By the end of it, I was like, look, there's no good guys in this. They're
Mhm.
all terrible. and Sincho says, my favorite part about this lawsuit is how all the external companies have to come in and show their cards too. Exactly.
Mhm.
Like Sony. Exactly. Um, that's what
I
makes me
suppose.
think that this, you know, document release, this accidental document release. I wonder if someone just got such a bad taste in their mouth with these billionaire big boys fighting each other that they were just like, boop, here's some documents. Bloop. Shows
I
what
don't.
they do.
I'm afraid not. In terms of the legal proceedings, once a document becomes filed for motion, they technically are public, unless they disclose massive financial disclosures that are not. But in terms of that, they can redact a document as a result.
Right. As this paragraph goes on to say, it says the receipt of the email was redacted. Sweeney said that he was frustrated that Fortnite didn't show up in some searches on Apple's store. He also said, "Oh gosh, this is him trying to be the good guy. I can only imagine how an indie developer must feel when they're trying to make a living and the 900 billion company that runs the App Store sells their search results to a 730 billion company. This is an awful practice and should stop." He's not
What, like
wrong.
you're trying to do?
He's not wrong, but that's a manipulation tactic.
No, it's an utterly hypocritical statement from his end.
Oh, yeah.
What he's saying on one hand is, this is a terrible practice and you shouldn't do it unless it's for Fortnite, because we'll pay you.
Yeah. And then, as Centro says, when you are a multi-million-dollar company, there are no good guys left or, well, at the bottom ranks. Yeah. I agree. I think, and oh god, it's tough to say because yes, I'm a business owner. I am a corporate overlord, registered corporate overlord.
Yeah, but the thing is that the big difference between that is just you at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
I know full well that once you become a big time company and you actually have employees under your tenure,
Mm-hmm.
you won't be as shady as this because
Oh
you have
heck no.
ethics. That's the
Yeah,
biggest problem
exactly.
with all of this is ethics. Like, the
Something
biggest part of
happens. People get, I was gonna say dollar signs, but I mean anything in front of their eyes, and ethics go poof.
yeah,
You know?
and I don't ever want to drop my ethics
Oh
over
heck no.
just some money, to be honest. It's
No.
just, it makes no sense to me. So if anyone turns around and says capitalism is bad, it's not bad. It really isn't. It's just the ethical state of the business owners is the problem.
Yeah, I 100% think that you've got to have ethical people. Um, and then Apple's App Store manager, Matt Fisher, I like this line because it cracks me up just from a business point of view.
Hmm.
Has said that both companies, Epic and Apple, seem to enjoy a positive, mutually beneficial relationship over the years. Fisher
Yeah.
pointed out that Apple and Epic worked together to show off Infinity Blade on stage during the Apple presentation. This was so successful that Apple invited Epic to return to promote the next Infinity Blade series. Over time, however, their relationship appeared to have broken down. They Oh gosh, this sounds like the worst soap opera on the planet. Apple and Epic haven't spoken in about a year to each other, leading up to the start of the legal drama.
Of course they haven't.
Fisher said he felt blindsided by the action Epic took against Apple that led to the court case. Poor little guys.
Oh, poor Epic
Uh,
and their multi-billion-dollar enterprise that is funded very, very heavily by Chinese Tencent. Yeah, thanks for that.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Tim Sweeney. I have no sympathy. I'm sorry, Apple and whoever runs that goddamn Tim Cook. What's wrong with the Tims? Damn the Tims.
Oh my gosh.
Screw them both.
But
Like, they aren't the little players in this. They're big players, and they want more money out of the other company. This is greed. This is ridiculous. This is stupid, and it's unethical. Stop it. Just
now,
drop it.
what I personally, as I guess, Xbox, Microsoft fangirl. Actually, wait. Let's see what chat's saying. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. We're about to hit that. Wait. Actually, okay. So Nana says we're getting a lot of response from chat. It's wonderful. I love it. Nana says, "Is Sweeney just doing this because he's butthurt?" That's what it sounds like. I'm gonna say yes. That's my impression.
mhm.
That's exactly why he's doing this. He just seems like a shady character. Um, Centro says another funny part was when the Sony guy was saying, quote, "We are concerned players won't get the best experience when not using our platform." This is, of course, paraphrasing, but yeah, no surprise you want people on your platform and not on others. So,
Yeah,
which leads me... Go ahead, Pete.
considering Sony was so against cross-play,
Yes,
and now
that's
they're
what's...
paying Epic for it.
Yes, that's what's so... There's the hypocrisy that drips from these documents. But one of my favorite...
Whipping with hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy, yes. One of my absolute favorite moments is where Lori Wright, who is from Xbox, specifically
Hmm.
Xbox, so the Xbox division of Microsoft.
Oh yeah, of course.
Um, she spoke about Xbox's involvement in the digital games landscape. I love this. I love this. Among other things, she addressed who she believes to be competitors to Xbox. Wright said the main competitor to Xbox is PlayStation and Nintendo to a lesser degree. She was more clear about iPhone, saying, "We don't see iPhone as a competing device." So,
Shade. I love the shade.
this is so juicy. It's like the just most soap opera,
Yeah. Can I just say one thing on that though?
melodrama. What?
If they still had Windows Phone, then yes, they would be a competitor.
Well, I think that was to save face, if I'm being honest. Now, what the next revelation about Xbox? This was not a revelation to me, and probably not to a lot of people who know how the system works. Um,
Yeah.
but she confirmed that Xbox hardware is sold at a loss, and this continues to be the case. The losses are made up with the sales of games and subscriptions, Wright explained.
Yep.
But that's how it's always been. I mean, that's a practice Nintendo was doing in the 80s.
It's it's actually funnily enough that Sony have now posted that they're pretty much taking a profit on the PS5, which is very unusual. That's not a normal practice.
It's not. And that's why that wasn't a surprise to me, but I was kind of more struck how that was a surprise to a lot of other people. Um, but
No,
it's a
it
very
was
strange thing to me.
it was a surprise to me how quickly it's turned round to be that case because it's usually sold at a loss for a good couple of years.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Cincha, I agree. Sony's totally fine with crossplay on PC, but not on Xbox since it is their direct competitor. I mean, that is true. Uh,
But
I,
Microsoft are okay with doing it on Sony, which is kind of
yeah,
so they Microsoft don't see it as competition in some way. They see having their games on any platform as being a positive, which is good.
yeah, because well, think about it. The more people that play, let's say Microsoft company-owned games, and this is on anything, it gets more people to invest in the Ultimate Game Pass, which is their
Yeah,
moneymaker.
that's what their change of business is now.
Yeah,
It's the ecosystem rather than the actual the console generations. They
exactly.
want people on Game Pass. They want people on Gold, Games of Gold, all that sort of good stuff. So
Yeah,
they're not going to care how they get it, just as long as they're putting their 15 bucks subscription in every month.
yeah, yeah. I agree with Chad. Game Pass value is so insane at the moment. It absolutely is. It's the best thing they could have come up with
Mm,
for making money. Um,
absolutely. And Nana also mentioned, unsurprised because that thing costs £500. Sorry, Nana, I'm going to have to mildly correct you because it's £450. five hundred
oh,
dollars.
well, there you go. Yes, we have to make sure to include that. But
Yeah,
uh,
can't get done for inaccurate information again. Like I had to correct myself a few weeks ago. So no, never doing
yeah.
that again.
Um, I just had a thought for a contest. We'll talk about it off air. Um,
Okay, we'll do that soon.
but I also love that Xbox, much like myself, thought that Breath of the Wild 2 would be released in 2020. I did too. And we still don't know what it's called or when it's going to be released at this point.
Um, I don't know at this point. Like, uh, Breath of the Wild 2 is an enigma, but obviously we've gone
Mhm.
straight off topic like massively. Um,
Well, it was brought up in the documents leak.
I know it was, but yeah, just I don't think it's. I'm still sticking with the fact that I think it's a 2022 release in March.
Right.
It will get revealed at E3 for
That is your,
sure,
and
though.
we'll talk about predictions here in a little bit too. I'm just I love this just drooping, juicy gossip of these documents.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
it's very soap opera-esque. It's very funny and it's so
it's
stupid, but I do
it's
not side with
so.
any company here.
Oh no, and I'm making that stance completely clear. I made it clear when we very first started covering this. I'm not on anybody's side. They're all terrible, and they all deserve what they get.
Mm.
But I do think, oh my gosh, I'm going to quote one Mr. Tim Sweeney, who is probably the most colorful character of all these. I do believe he's incredibly shady. Personal feelings.
Yeah.
That's all that is. It's just personal opinion. Um, Tim Sweeney goes on to say, please, and this is an email that was later redacted, please understand that Epic firmly believes that this action is a matter of legal right and moral duty. That would be the quote, Sony's segregation of players on competing platforms. So crossplay
Yeah.
is what he's saying. He believes crossplay is illegal and illegal and
What?
immoral.
What?
Yes.
Tim Sweeney said this,
Tim Sweeney
despite the
said
fact that
this.
but despite the fact that their company enabled crossplay on both iOS, Android, PS4, PS5,
Yes.
Xbox, Switch.
And
Shut
then,
up!
yes, well, he goes on to finish his very shady, manipulative thought. And that I am conveying this to you following extensive deliberation and legal analysis across several continents with Epic's board members and major investors. That's him going, we have lots of money. And that we are prepared to pursue this course with all available resources. We have lots of money. Wherever it leads us and for however long, because we have lots of money. That's all that is. That's oh my gosh.
We sold our souls to the Chinese government, so we now have an endless supply of cash to pursue any stupid legal action they have.
He's 100%,
go away, Epic.
He's 100% saying we have money, ha ha ha. Now, to his credit, Phil Rosenberg, who is a PlayStation executive, responded with, now I think a good practice to have for any of you guys, anybody coming up through the professional environment, when you write an email, always write it as if as if it's being leaked to the press. That's what they taught us in journalism school. That's what you should always take on board. So Rosenberg replied with what is exactly that practice. As we've discussed in the past, we would never want to inhibit a gamer from enjoying video games anywhere he or she wants. We love our consumers too. Now that is someone who has had media training.
Lies! So many lies!
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, okay, chat, I'm going to try not to get distracted, but yes, this and the Bill Gates divorce is an infinite supply of comedy. Oh my gosh, there's so much coming out of that.
Oh my god, the
like
best
a
meme that I
chihuahua,
saw.
like wagging my tail. Like,
Seriously, the best meme that I saw. Oh my, did I send it over to you about the Bill Gates divorce?
Yes, with the tracking.
5G, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
like looking for vaccinated people in my area.
Oh gosh, it's so funny.
It was
but
good, yeah.
Anyway, so Tweeny, that's what you call him. Sweeney said one more thing that was.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, yeah, yeah. I think he got the message that this is gonna get leaked one day, because his reply to that very media trained reply was, in processing the tones and thoughts in these emails, please understand that Epic much prefers, and we assume Sony also prefers, to have the frankest possible policy discussion in private now than have any sort of public conflict later. Which means we are going to poop on your parade. Yep. Oh, he's a terrible person. He's the worst.
What? It's so awful.
Please tell me if I'm being too loud. I can't help it. I got excited.
Just a little.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, the thing is, it's just I need to move on from this because I can feel myself getting bubbling with rage as it goes on. But I don't get on board with two freaking multi-billion companies.
We're gonna move on, but there's just this one random Jeff Keighley tweet.
Oh, Jeff Shealy.
Shilly.
Of course, Jeff Shealy was in there.
But it's so random. It sounds like they're all about 12 years old. He tweeted.
They are.
On May 4th, he tweeted, Tim Sweeney has just revealed he doesn't even have a PlayStation 5 at home, but he has one at the office. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, this according to Nana, this gets more and more insane as it goes on.
It's like a bunch of 12-year-olds who just their rich daddies gave them a bunch of money, and they're like all buying holographic Charizard cards and ripping them up in front of each other. Um,
Ah, it sounds like the middle class at the moment going protesting.
well, I don't know about that. We're sticking with video games, but
I don't care. I'm just trying to make it real life.
yes. But anyway, I won't go into it too.
Yes, Lynn, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I will. I will lower my voice.
Moving
Yes,
on before
but
you have a.
these documents, if you get a chance and you're a nerdo weirdo like me, the court documents are so there's funny moments, there's juicy moments. Um, it's just this. They should have a dramatic reading of these with someone doing it. It would just it's so juicy. I love it.
Please let us know if you want to hear us do side content of us reading the documents.
We could do the emails back and forth and just get snarkier and snarkier.
Yeah, we should. You know what? I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. This is gonna be some side content.
Yeah.
We've been looking for perfect side content.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh. Yes. Yeah, because we haven't even gotten to the Phil Spencer ones.
Oh, that was insane
so
as well.
meaty.
But
So meaty. But anyway, we're gonna move quickly on because this is a shorter show this time around.
Yeah, we've got less than 40 minutes now. So
okay. Nope.
yeah, that means Bill Gates is going to try and start searching you on dating profiles.
No, Bill Gates would be terrified of me. Anyway.
I know he would. You'd probably chuck him about a fair few times.
Oh, Kieran said he would gladly participate. Yes.
Yeah,
we
we
Kieran
do.
on there as Kieran could be like Phil Spencer. No, we'll make Kieran be Tim Sweeney. No,
No,
we'll hash
no,
it
no.
out. We'll hash it out. It'll be too funny.
Yeah, we'll have a role for certain people who want to do some dramatic reading for us.
Yes, it would be so good.
Yeah.
But next story. Let's
Very
move
quickly
on
on.
to the
So this is a big one.
Mhm.
E3 is going to be
Yes.
returning this year after a hiatus from last year, but it's a digital-only conference. So they have actually changed the name for this year's show alone, just to
E3.
Electronics Entertainment Experience rather than Expo.
They should call it the D. I just say, do you want the D? You know you want the D. D3.
The list of companies that are due to be attending are Square Enix, Ubisoft, Capcom, Nintendo, Microsoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, Koch Media. Yes, I'm calling them Koch Media. I don't know how to pronounce it. I believe it's German.
Coke. It's Coke,
I know,
but it's fine.
but it always but it sounds better as Koch. Koch Media. Bandai Namco and Xseed Games. Can't say I'd ever heard of Xseed Games before, but the list of companies that have withdrawn or not posting their attendance: EA, Sony, Activision, Blizzard, and Konami, who had previously confirmed they were attending, then pulled out. With that list of companies involved, I must say, 12th of June to the 15th is when it will be taking place. Like I said, all online this year, so I mean, if you don't go to the actual show usually, then everything is all online anyway. Like
Exactly.
all the conferences are all online. So
I've only ever
there
watched
is
them, so.
so Nana has put Xseed is just US Marvelous.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It's all
Hang on, wasn't Marvelous Studios the one who? I swear they do anime games, don't they?
They
And
do,
I'm trying to remember the name of the fighting game that I'd seen Marvelous on. Was
It's definitely Switch. It's on Switch. Their stuff.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I mean, there's a fighting game that I played on Nitro Plus Blasters was the game.
Ah, Story of
Nitro Plus.
Seasons. I wonder if that's a building game. I could get it.
Story of Seasons is basically what they call Harvest Moon now.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Oh wow,
So,
okay. No More
yeah,
Heroes. They do No More Heroes.
Oh, Marvelous do. Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yes.
I don't recognize anything else. Ooh, they have a VR game called Gungrave. Ooh.
Nice.
This is actually a good thing for a company like this
Mhm.
to step in where a lot of big boys have dropped out.
Yeah, and as
It's good
mentioned by
networking opportunity.
Brent on the chat, EA and Sony want to have their own because EA Play is
Yeah,
happening in July, and I believe Sony are having will have a state of play that's near to the time for E3.
we have mentioned that several times. Just at the beginning of the pandemic, when stuff started to go digital, we actually said this is the future. Um,
Mm,
there's no going back. E3 is going to disappear. I'm actually shocked that E3 is going ahead this year.
I'm not.
Um, I am, but we'll get into that.
Mm.
But the one thing I said was that the bigger companies were going to break off and do their own thing. But I mean, we knew Sony wouldn't come back anyway. They long
No.
ago ditched E3. So
The funny thing is though is that nobody seems to remember that Nintendo distanced themselves away from E3 as well. Funnily enough, the only thing they do at E3 is in a physical presence is actually the treehouse. Um, their direct was
mhm.
obviously online only. They set the trend for the whole thing, and
Yeah,
this is back
exactly.
at a time
Yes,
when Nintendo were like very against anything internet based. So
right, right. No, I've long said that Nintendo set the bar for that.
yeah, I mean, bearing in mind that the last time Sony turned up to E3, it was an absolute mess. So they showed 4 games and they scooted people around between a tent and a building just for Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. And then
Yeah,
loads of people were turning around and getting annoyed at the Ghost of Tsushima reveal. It's like, who's this twat on a guitar? It's like, well, it's not a guitar. It's one of the only people in the world who knows how to play that traditional
yeah,
Japanese instrument. You absolute clowns. Sony fans
yeah.
are a joke. Let's just admit it. I'm glad they're not turning up at E3 this year. They could screw off for all I care. Um,
We'll start
uh,
our own E3 with hookers and blackjack. Uh,
it's blackjack and hookers actually.
maybe I didn't want to get DCMA'd.
DMCA'd.
I think you're starting to figure out I have dyspraxia. I think it's starting to become a bit obvious. Okay. So I have this thing where I get words turned around.
Yeah.
Now that I've completely embarrassed myself, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Devolver.
yeah, Brent has made it aware in there. Activision Blizzard will probably have BlizzCon, which will be an absolute failure again this year.
They've
Um,
lost touch. They're out of
yeah,
touch.
they have. But what about Devolver? Please let Devolver be there because their off the green E3 like presentations are always brilliant.
Yep. Yes, I agree with Brett. Kylie's broken. Needs a reset. I need a
I
hard
pressed
reset.
Control Alt Delete and then it caused a system crash.
But so nice little mute there. So what about predictions? Any predictions on your part, Pete and chat? Do you have any predictions for E3?
Yeah, I've already said one. Nintendo are showing Breath of the Wild 2 in a major way this year,
Right. Yep.
or one.
I'm.
Not
I.
today.
Oh right. Yeah. I need more coffee. But anyway. Yes, I'm gonna go with your prediction on Breath of the Wild because you have more of a finger on the pulse of Nintendo products. A lot more
Yeah,
than I do.
I mean,
Um,
bearing in mind that it's been 4 years since Breath of the Wild 1 came out, the game
yeah,
was heavily delayed already as was, shifted consoles from the Wii U to the Switch.
yeah,
I think what they're going to do to try and cut down on the development time is reuse a lot of the assets and the engine itself, because I think that's where the majority of the development was on the engine that they were using. So they're going to reuse a lot of that, so the development time is going to be a lot shorter this time around. But we know that Nintendo didn't fare too well when it came to working from home situation. So I think that's probably why we didn't see the game last year for a
I
release this year.
yeah, I agree with that.
Um,
Um,
I was going to say, in terms of Nintendo, there have been a couple of really interesting things that have come out. There is potential, obviously. We know that Retro are working on Metro Prime 4. I don't think it's going to be shown this year at all. I think it's so far off of production because they
yeah,
restarted it. Um, but I think we will get Metroid Prime Collection probably later on in this year to make up for that fact.
Mhm. Um,
Um,
Chat, I'm going to agree with. Kieran
we're get
says,
we're getting to that. We're gonna run down a couple of predictions from each company that have confirmed their attendance. So,
"Oh, right, okay, yeah."
ooh, that's okay. Well, I'm gonna
See?
ignore that one for the moment.
Oh gosh,
uh, so,
Ada,
also, there
Ada.
was a rumor that came out quite recently about who was it that was working? Apparently, the Mario Odyssey team are going to be working on a new Donkey Kong game.
Oh right. Now that's out of
So
left field for me.
yeah, it's potential. It could actually be another 3D Donkey Kong game
Oh,
rather
very
than
cool.
2D. So, um, but I'm going to make a bold prediction on this one, and I think that is not true
Ah, okay. Why do you think that?
because I think Odyssey 2 is going to have a playable Donkey Kong instead.
Ah, Pete, I think you're right. See, you're so good at calling Nintendo's things. I
I
think you're
well
right.
look. My evidence is New Donk City from
Yeah,
Odyssey One. Everything was all based on Donkey Kong.
yeah.
So for them to have a rumor coming round about 3D Donkey Kong does make a lot of sense. And
Mhm.
especially if the Odyssey team are working on it. Well, what's the Odyssey team been working on since 2017?
Yeah.
Odyssey 2 for sure, or a new 3D Mario game that incorporates a lot of the Nintendo stars.
I'm dying to talk about what's in chat.
We will move very swiftly on to Xbox, and you can have your predictions now because you're the Xbox fan here.
Mhm. Well, right straight. Okay, first of all, Kieran says Starfield getting an announcement at Xbox E3 will release before the end of the year. I think that there was a question earlier about the exclusivity of
Okay.
Starfield. It's a Bethesda game. I feel like for me, it's pretty straightforward. It's going to be exclusive to PC and Xbox. Yeah, that's just my gut instinct.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with your gut on this one because I think my gut's on the same point, but it would
Yeah.
depend very much on when a contract was signed about that one. Because if it was before the acquisition by Microsoft, then they
Mhm.
have to fill their contractual obligation.
Right. I'm definitely looking forward to this game. I think it will be. Oh, I like this little quote. I like this. Bethesda's been rumored to have kept details about the game under wraps to avoid quote cyberpunk syndrome. I That's
Ah,
a very good logical
but
business practice. That's good.
just
I
from
like that.
yeah, but also just bearing in mind that Bethesda have changed their business practices of revealing games since Fallout 4. So,
Yeah, they
Fallout
needed to
4,
change.
76, and a couple of other projects have all
Yeah.
been announced, shown, and then released 6 months later.
Yeah. Hmm. But you have to wonder. I'm waiting on Halo Infinite. It's supposed to be released this fall.
Well, we still haven't got a firm release date, but that's just the speculation from most people is that it's now going to
Yeah.
be a full release.
Um. Oh, right. Here's another Halo one. I think an announcement for Halo Infinite multiplayer beta will happen, maybe even release on the day. I think the multiplayer beta will come out before the actual release.
I
September
think
has
so,
always been Halo's. Well, to be fair, it was when
mostly.
yeah, because when Bungie was part of it, September was a very special month to the Halo
Mm.
verse. It would be nice to see them kind of harken back to that. So I think that Starfield would have to be released after Halo.
Also, bearing in mind that Bethesda have a very particular thing about releasing games in November.
It's true. But is that practice gonna continue?
Yes,
You think so?
I
Um,
don't think Microsoft are going to change anything at Bethesda at all.
then
I think they're just going to be left to do what they do.
well, they need to change a little bit. 'Cause
I
Bethesda
know
needs a
they do.
little
They
bit of
need to
help.
have
But
implementation with engines and stuff like that. That's the
if they
probably where
follow
they go.
that, if they follow that old pattern, I'm on
Hmm.
board with that because it means Halo in September and then Starfield in November.
Yeah.
I could get on
I'd
board
be
with that.
I'd be okay with that.
Yep.
I probably won't play Starfield, but I'll definitely play Halo.
Yeah, you've got. We got to do some. Oh, we got to do some multiplayer with all everybody.
We do, yeah.
Oof.
We've been
Oh yeah.
talking about this for ages,
Mm,
but
mm, mm, mm.
the Master Chief Collection keeps updating.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, okay. I think given
Mm,
the Starfield, I think given the time Starfield has been in development, a November release is very likely. Yeah, I'm feeling
mm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the time slot that Bethesda
Mhm.
really like. It's like late October, November,
Yeah.
early November.
Is that
I mean,
Christmas money? The lights
we
in?
all remember how it was with Skyrim, the old 11/11/11's the release
Yep.
date.
Oh gosh, that was so big. Oh my gosh. But
I
anyway.
know it was. Yeah, that trailer was so hype as well when it just
Oh, it
had the 11
was.
on there and then it just
Yeah.
separated. It was like, oh my god, what?
It was so cool. Why don't they do things like that again? They could do that with God
I,
of
s-
War. Do some kind of hypey, just instead of this,
I
tell
know.
everything about the game. You know, I hate to say cyberpunk syndrome, but you just spill everything about the game, and then it doesn't live up to the hype. Um,
Mm.
Whereas you drop little teasers along the way. But
I'm sorry, Sencho. I'm sorry.
okay, so do we want to talk about Capcom?
Mhm. We shall.
Because okay, because Brent has a very interesting take,
Yeah,
which is RE Village DLC featuring Ada.
yeah. Oh, that would be really interesting, but unless they're going to incorporate Leon in some way, I don't think that's going to happen. We've already
Me
got Chris in the
too.
game, and bearing in mind that Chris is part of the what do they even call them now?
The
That organ,
BSCAA,
yeah, some stupid acronym that they have, you
BSCAA or
know.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, so he's
I
part of that
just
organization,
mhm.
whereas Leon obviously works for the president.
Right.
So unless something was going to happen with the president's daughter again, like, then yeah, I don't see that happening.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool if they had to be on opposite sides, and then it turns out that Chris has always been the good guy,
Mm.
but it turns out that he finds out his. Wait a minute. Hold up. I won't. Oh God, I can't talk about this.
Don't,
Okay,
don't
I'm not.
then.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
No, because the minute you tell me anything that happens to Chris,
Wait. Say that again. You cut out.
I said the minute you start talking about anything that happens to Chris, I am not going to listen.
Right. I'm not going to talk about it. Uh, but
Yeah,
at me when the right time period has passed for spoilers, because
we will.
I've
Yeah,
got
well.
some theories, some fan theories.
Oh, so to clarify, Brent has also put Ada is there in concept art with medieval plague doctor outfit. Hmm.
Mm,
Concept art is a very different thing to actuality.
but okay, this is not a spoiler. If you stick through the credits on Village, there is a storybook and plague doctors in the storybook.
Okay, I mean,
I'm
it's
bursting
possible.
here.
Look, it's very possible. I'm not saying it's definitely not going to happen. I, I just think that it's very synonymous that Ada is very much accompanied by a Leon story as well.
Yeah, I love Ada. She's awesome. Anyway, and she's
But
terrible. She's terrible. Please, she's a
no,
terrible
she's
person,
no, she's awesome.
but she's awesome as a character.
She's an
Um,
awesome character, terrible person. Yeah.
yes. Okay, so where are we at? We're on
Well,
Capcom.
we're on Capcom, so
Yep, it's this is your wheelhouse. So
Street Fighter Five is getting its next character. We've already
Street
had the
Fighter
next.
Five.
No, we've already had characters released for this season. So we've already had Dan and Rose. They've already showed us Oro, so I think they're going to go in depth and show us Akira from Rival Schools as the next character
Oh
because
yeah, you mentioned
they've
that.
already announced her, but they haven't announced who the fifth character is. So I think we're going to get the reveal of the actual fifth character as well. It's
That
going to
would.
be it's going to be a fan favorite for sure. I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be a crossover, but it will be a fan favorite. And
Uh, check
there
the
are a few.
check
Yeah,
chat.
Albert Wesker. Yeah, Albert Wesker. What in a Street Fighter? No, not happening. That would be cool. He was already in Marvel vs. Capcom, so that's cool enough. Yeah, it's going to be a fan favorite Street Fighter character for sure. There aren't many left, and there aren't
Yeah,
many that they can
exactly.
have that are going to be. Um,
It's gonna have to be a
a,
Smash
a,
Brothers type thing soon.
it's always going to. Well, they've already got, like I said, they've already got Akira from Rival Schools coming in, so they can do it. I just don't see them incorporating things like Darkstalkers into it because it's just a bit too odd.
Right.
Rival Schools makes sense because it is still technically set in the same universe. Um, but he said exactly what I was going to say. It's going to be DJ. It's probably going to be DJ because he has the most wiggle room with his moveset to actually be advanced in some way. T-Hawk's a grappler, you can't do much with them. And he's one of the only ones left from Super Street Fighter 2 who's not there.
We had this conversation amongst
Sorry?
ourselves. I was telling our audience that you and I actually had this conversation a couple of weeks ago before your
We did,
internet went
yeah.
out. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it is funny to
yeah,
see
yeah, the
chat.
thanks said show, that is hilarious.
Uh,
It's possible it might not be because the other option I did have is possibly Makoto as well from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. She Now this would also make a lot of sense considering that the recent popularity poll that was run by Capcom had Makoto at number 2 behind Sakura, who is now actually in the game from season 3. Makoto or DJ is my choice.
what about Adon?
We've already. I know that the story between Sagat and Adon is a very interesting one, but Sagat has gone down his own path in the story of Street Fighter V, where he has moved away from Shadaloo, so there is no need for Adon to be there.
Yes. And to answer Brent's earlier question, which has nothing to do with Street Fighter, uh,
Well,
Resident
yeah.
Evil. What?
Yeah, I was supposed to talk about. Sorry, I moved away from that. I got the Street Fighter got involved, and that was it. It took my attention. Uh,
um, I do think there
well,
will be a Resident Evil 4 remake. Yes.
well, it's already been very heavily rumored that that is going to be the case. I don't know if it's going to be ready because I think they'll talk about the VR version first because it's going to come out first.
Right. I
And
agree.
yeah, so Sencho does put something. Oh my god, even worse than DJ would be Remy. Please never talk about Remy ever again. Remy is just the guy over Street Fighter 3 and he sucks.
Oh my gosh. Yes,
But
we
also, and
talked
no,
about
I will
this too.
never, ever, ever, ever want Sean in the game because it's just another Shoto character. I know it makes sense. He's in the story mode. Laura is in the game. I just don't see it happening. They're gonna want a big one to hit out. And what bigger one is a controversial character like DJ or a massively popular character like Makoto?
Yep.
Anyway,
So
moving
any
away. Let's
more?
move on to another company.
Okay, I was gonna say any more from Capcom.
No, 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 no. I'm not going to go down that path because I could be sat here for hours and you are
Yeah, and I
limited on
have to go.
time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've got about 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, so Square Enix, we did see something in the comments about a possible Tomb Raider
hmm
anniversary collection. I think that is very possible.
I
But
I want a
in
Tomb
terms
Raider
of a
game.
new game, no.
I want a
Don't.
Tomb Raider game, and
I don't think we're going to get one,
I want one where Laura is just sorry, Lara.
Lara.
Um, it's just basically Xena from the old television show because I don't like Crystal Dynamics Laura Croft. I've stated that millionty times. She's a weakling. I want a strong Laura, and I want her to have big boobs because I
Fine.
need characters that I can identify with. I need
Okay.
representation,
My representation.
which I guess I have Lady Dermescu, but I want.
Dimitrescu.
Thank you, but I want Laura Croft.
Okay,
I've loved her since I was a kid, and then they come up with this weak crying
fine.
thing.
I think possibly then, if they are going to do a new Tomb Raider game, they're going to
Wish they
continue the
would.
story that's had with the previous 3 rebooted ones, but it might be a way to try and bridge the gap between that and the original first game.
Yeah, that would be good. And you know what would be so funny? If they had a mod where you could play as the original pixelated,
Oh, what with
polygon.
even the triangle boobs as well?
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Oh my
Massive
gosh.
pointers.
That would be funny.
Jesus Christ, those things would poke your eye out.
You'll poke your eye out. But anyway,
Okay,
we
right.
gotta keep moving.
Let's move on from
Yeah.
that. Take two, the
Um,
obvious one. What do you think?
uh, which obvious one? Sorry, I got distracted by chat.
Well, it's either GTA 5 for PS5 or the inevitable announcement of a GTA 6.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I tell
I
you
don't think it's
what,
gonna happen.
I think it will.
Okay.
I tell you what they're going to do with it as well.
Okay. Okay.
They'll do exactly what they did on the PlayStation 5 showcase where they showed GTA and everyone lost their minds about how it was possibly GTA 6.
Yeah, I still can't
Yeah,
believe they did that.
and then they'll do the same thing and it's GTA 5 again.
Yeah.
They will do the same thing and it will annoy the hell out of everyone. They'll show off all the next generation stuff, the loading times, you know. They'll specifically put it in a video package. And no, I don't think there's going to be GTA 5 DLC at all because they've had 7 to 8 years to do it.
Well, they've been doing a lot of GTA Online. I'm not gonna call it DLC.
Updates.
Yeah, but they give like new missions, new awards, new stuff like that.
Well,
They've been really
yeah,
good about that.
it's not. It's technically not DLC. It's all free. It's all just updates to an online infrastructure. It's like with World of Warcraft, how you get expansions, but not paid for. So we already know that GTA is, Online is going free to play at some point. They're actually splitting it off from the main GTA series. It's kind of what they did with Red Dead Online as well.
they
So what they'll do is
Mhm.
they'll show off all of GTA 5's like gloriousness in next generation, and it'll be like, right, here's the announcement, like here's the release date, and it's probably going to be a couple of months after, so probably August. And then it's just going to go black screen, and then we're just going to see Vice City, and it's going to be GTA 6. The rumor is apparently it's supposed to be based in Vice City and Mexico. So, interesting.
That's
But I
very
really do think they're
interesting.
going back to Vice City for this one. I think
I,
it's been the one that
I think
everyone
so.
has asked for years.
I will agree with
Uh,
that.
But also, it's not going to be modern day. It's going to be set in the 90s.
You think it's been long enough they can get that same
What, Tommy Vercetti?
nostalgia? Well, I was thinking the same nostalgia feel that they got with Vice City. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, like they did with GTA 5 by having uh, San Andreas.
yeah.
And then they did it with GTA 4 by having Liberty City. This is what I mean. So 4 was in Liberty City,
Yeah, I think
5
you're
was
right.
in
I
San
can see
Andreas.
that.
This one, it makes sense unless they're going to create a whole new city, which they
Now,
haven't done very often.
this is very interesting, and we've got to wrap it up. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Normally we
And
don't.
pound to save in our world. You said interesting.
Did I really? Oh, good catch. Good catch. Good catch. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, chat. I gotta get through this.
That would be
Uh,
so epic, to be fair.
but
Oh my god, they've got to put some 90s cartoons in the game then. I want to watch Sailor Moon in GTA 6.
gosh, yes. Uh, so funny. That would be funny. No, I'm not gonna get off on that tangent. No, I'm gonna focus. But I do find it very interesting that in the beginning of this year, 2K.
Number one.
To be fair, I was just repeating that other one.
I know, but still.
I will make a counter, by the way. I'll try this week to make a counter on screen.
Cool. Yeah,
And maybe like
top left corner if you can.
Yeah. Um, but they bought up a bunch of sports titles and studios. So
Who? Take-Two did?
yeah, they bought
Ooh.
PGA Tour. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they secured a contract this year with Tiger
Yeah.
Woods.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird. But
No, Tiger Woods is still playing, to be fair, and
well,
he is the bigger name like he was back then.
yeah, but they also bought Hook Bang, which is a studio based in Austin, Texas.
Awesome.
that supported the NBA 2K games. So
Oh, okay, yeah. So we could be going down the Take-Two sort of
I
let's
think,
try and compete with FIFA and all that sort of thing. That doesn't surprise me at all.
yeah. So that's interesting. That's
Yeah,
so
well,
cool.
I know,
I almost
I
said it
know, we
again,
will
but
yeah, we'll definitely get the slew of sweaty Take-Two sports games.
yep. But
Watch that sweat and squeak on that
oh
basketball
my
court.
gosh, like they're so oily sweaty. Like it was so sweaty. Like really, guys. But anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. But
Yeah,
normally we don't wrap it up
the,
this
o-
fast. But
the
well,
only thing was I just wanted to mention, obviously, or ask your opinion on what you think Warner
yes.
Brothers are going to do this time.
Space Jam 2, the game. Duh.
What the hell? That why didn't I think? Why haven't I thought about that? That
I
makes
don't
so
know. I
much
mean,
sense.
like to me,
That makes
that's
so
like
much
so
damn
dumb.
sense. I know, but do you think we're going to get more of Gotham Knights then?
Um, I there.
Considering they
Yeah,
delayed it till next year.
yeah, yeah. I definitely think so. Um, and then
Well,
with the kind of more, oh god, I've got to wrap this up. But with the
I know.
look, let's just be honest. With the Snyder release, and everyone's reinvigorated with the, I'm going to call them minor characters. That's not what I mean, but as far as video games and movies go, minor characters in the DC verse, he did really well with, kind of spotlighting some of them. I think
Yeah.
that there'll be a kind of, what is the word? Ensemble type game. Uh,
Well, they have got it. It's called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Oh, hey,
well,
Sophie.
yeah. Yeah, hey, Sophie. Okay, I know we're just about to wrap up, only because I have to go. This is not normal. But I really do have to
Oh,
go right now. So
someone's getting the prick. The needle prick.
going to be good. Going to be good.
I know.
But
I know.
it's been a lonely, lonely, lonely time. But anyway, um, so thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much to everyone in chat. Thank you to our podcast listeners. We love you all very, very much, and thank you for spending your Sundays or whatever day you choose to with the podcast with us. We appreciate it. And we would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all the topics we talked about today. You
Mhm.
can reach out to us via a bunch of ways. I'm going to give a few, and then Pete's going to fill in the blanks where I've forgotten.
No, we're not. No. We're not going to do that because it's part of the new outro. Remember that.
Yeah, but what about chat? What about our viewers?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, but we could do that after we stop the
Oh,
podcast
right, I
section.
forgot. Okay, yes, okay. So we're going to actually wrap up the podcast now. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
stopping by, and
Shall
we
I?
will.
Sorry. Shall I read the reviews, or are we
Uh,
going to cover
I've
that?
got to go. It's fine
I
if
know.
you wanna wrap up the show solo.
I could do that. I don't mind.
Okay,
So,
let's see
but
how
yeah,
this. I don't know how that's
yeah,
gonna
well,
work. Let's do this. Wait,
but yeah,
I'm not sure
but
because
yeah,
I'm OBSing this. So.
but anyway, yeah. Let's just Well, you could just leave the stream going, and then I could obviously just try and do so. I don't know.
No.
We'll try. No, well, let's wrap the podcast section up, and we'll work the rest out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah,
Let me
thanks
find
for
it.
listening. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, do your spiel.
We will catch you next week on our podcast. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Well, it's not
Bye.
actually. It'll be a different time next week. But anyway,
Yes.
bye.
Bye. Okay, so thus ends
Stop
the
your recording.
podcast portion. Yes, I've stopped the
Yeah.
recording.
Can you export it and link it? Obviously,
I
like you
will
usually
try my
do.
best, but
I know later on it's going to be. Obviously.
yeah, it's gonna be later on. Anyway, thank you so much, chat. It's awesome to see. Like it's so full of chat. I love it so much.
Yeah,
It means
it's
so much
amazing.
to
Thank
me.
you.
It makes me
Thank you
feel
for
amazing.
tuning in.
So.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Sophie, that you came in at the completely wrong time.
Yeah, and this does not happen. This is because I got my letter saying it's time for my shot.
Yeah, I mean, you did go for Friday, and they turned you away and sent you back Sunday. So yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a pain, but Yeah, obviously, so just do a quick wrap up anyway for the streaming side of things. Because obviously you won't listen to this on the podcast. You can contact us. Remember, uh, this stream and podcast are associated with Rapid Reviews UK. So we are associated, affiliated, and whatever ated word you want to include. So please check out rapidreviewsuk.com for all the
Yes.
latest reviews and wrap up pieces. You can also check Rapid Reviews UK out on Twitter and Facebook at Rapid Reviews UK. Also on Instagram at Rapid Reviews UK. You can check the podcast out on Twitter, which is RR Radio Pod. I don't know why I'm doing this. This should be Kylie's job, but you know.
It's a weird
um,
day.
So if you wanted to email us with some topics, some feedback, some questions, you can do so as well with podcast at rapidreviewsuk.com. And I'm not going to say Twitch because you're already watching us on Twitch. So, but yeah,
And we thank
Twitch.tv.
you for that, and thank you so much to our 2 new followers. Thank you very much.
Yes, it was amazing, and we thank you for the interaction that you've had as well. So, including Joe, who's a new follower today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And Moonlight, who I pronounced wrong.
Yes, Moonlights. So thank you for your
Can't
subs
believe I
or
did
for your
that.
for your follows. Sorry, we'll be back same-ish time next week.
Well, later, but it will be a full episode as opposed to this.
Yeah, we'll have a third person on this time,
Yes,
and
we'll be adults.
a proper adult show for you.
It'll be grown-ups doing
There will be-
grown-up talk.
Yeah, there'll be no dick jokes anywhere.
We'll see. I'll probably get one in. I was about to say I'll slide one in.
I'll slip one in for sure.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. I kid you not. It makes me so happy and brings a smile to my entire face.
Okay, do you want to do a quick raid of someone, or should we leave that for this time?
Yes. Let us see who is out there. Is there anybody out there? We have got the Small Streamers Company.
Oh yeah, that's who I follow to promote our Twitch.
Right. Spy Happa, which is music.
Another one I also followed based on this sharing.
We've got a Becca Eliza on Minecraft. What do y'all think of that? I like that. Okay.
Do it.
Now, Pete, remind me how to raid somebody. I have quick buttons installed.
They should have a raid button, but if not, it's /raid space then the username.
Okay, so I do that in chat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me again, /what?
So /raid.
Raid, okay.
Then the space, and then the username.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Becca Eliza, we are coming to visit you in Minecraft because Minecraft is awesome. Does that work?
Yeah, raiding Becky. Yeah.
Yay, it worked. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Give her a wave and a hi, and we will see y'all next week.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Good luck, Kylie. There we go.
Right. That's awesome, my dude. Love it.
Nice. Very good. Good.
Love.
Raid.
You want to say hi?
Appreciate it.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow.
There you go. I just put mine raided.
Thank you so
Where
much.
everyone's getting sponsored by them.
I mean, that is the dream one day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I even mentioned
You go,
Raid Shadow Legends for it.